Welcome to the Trench Bros Podcast X ICT Radio.
Thirsty Thursday.
We are live at Norton's.
Saturday.
Yes. Sir. That's our podcast.
Saturdays are for the
Thursday
boys.
on a Saturday.
Beautiful Saturday.
We are here with the whole crew. I'm Jesse. Introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Josh.
The Gertz. Dan.
Dan.
Tim.
Eric.
And Dirt.
And this is kind of a special episode because we're collaborating, which is pretty fucking fantastic. And there's a bunch of beers on the table.
First time doing something like this.
Yeah.
Can we start this off with a little cheers?
Yeah, start off with cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers to
Cheers
Dan.
to everybody.
Yeah.
Nice ICT Radio.
Don't forget
Thanks,
me.
bros.
Thank you, Dan.
And thanks to Norton's Brewery.
We appreciate you guys being here,
doing
man.
this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think this is cool. I think this should be the start of you guys doing this at several breweries.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
what
that's
we
our
That's a
plan,
great
yeah.
idea.
That's a
we
great
actually
idea.
had that planned out, and we're going to call them Brewed on Site episodes.
Yeah.
Where we want to just get together with, like you and then everyone else at other breweries and talk to them about their story, what they got started doing, what they have coming up. So
Absolutely.
It's all just a big scheme for us to drink beers with like
I totally get it. I totally get it.
So Dan, since we're here, since we're at your establishment, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you started, and whatever you want to.
Yeah, I started home brewing when I was 18. My grandpa was a home brewer. Taught me and my cousin how to make beer at home, which was pretty cool because I got to make beers for some house parties back in the day.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
And didn't really think too much. Like, I never figured out it would be a career for me or a career choice. But I moved all around the country after high school. I grew up in Michigan. Ended up in Wichita, Kansas in 2000 and immediately got a job as a bartender at River City Brewing Company. A couple months after I was there, the brewer needed an assistant, so I became the assistant brewer there. And it was literally 6 months later, he got a job offer from Boulevard up in Kansas City and went to work for them. And I was just a young kid and thought for sure they'd hire some professional brewer from somewhere, and they offered me the gig. I think they probably thought this kid will do it for nothing, and I did. But I stayed there for 18 years total.
Damn.
And was the head brewer for 17 of those years.
Wow.
Learned a lot. It became my passion. Never in a million years that I think I can make a living making beer, but
Great beer, by the way.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Doing a great
Fantastic.
job, dude.
Me and my wife met, and we've got 3 awesome kids, and this is all for them. It's all for our kids. Like, we get one shot at this life, and
That's right.
what are we gonna do with it? Am I gonna retire from River City Brewery? What's that look like? I don't know if it's enough to.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is our shot, man. This was our shot to make something of myself.
there you go.
My wife's a genius. She's the.
Hey, I know how that goes, man.
She's the one that made this place
You need a
look
boss.
like it does.
Yeah.
And she's just a whiz with numbers, and I'm just the janitor and the brewer.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. We sat on our porch every night for about 5 years talking about, what if we opened our own brewery? What would it look like? What would it be like? And there was hurdles at every turn, man, that we had to jump through. It took us going to 13 banks before we finally got a yes, and we had to raise some money because we don't come from anything, and and the fact that we pulled it off and did it, it's an American success story in my book, man.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
That's awesome.
It's really unbelievable. So I try telling those first 12 banks, like, don't underestimate how hard I will grind to make this place a success, and that's our goal, is to keep grinding. I don't like owing people money, and we got a big ass loan to pay off, so we're gonna grind our asses off to make this place a success. And then the other cool part is this place is a direct extension of me and Becky. Like, we get to be ourselves. I get to brew whatever beers we want to brew.
Yeah,
We
that's
can name them
worth
whatever we
it. Worth
want.
everything.
She wanted a picture of Snoop Dogg smoking a blunt behind the host stand. Guess what?
Dude, I gotta say, I love the
got
Beastie
what you
Boys
want.
portrait.
Yeah, I wanted an MCA tribute wall.
Yeah.
I got an MCA tribute wall.
And you name your beers after Slayer songs, which is
Yeah, that's
fucking awesome to me.
Well, that's the other really cool and rewarding part of this business, is that we also now run a live music venue, which is our
Yes.
favorite thing to do on dates, is to go out and see shows. And the fact that we get to book bands, take care of bands while they're here, and then have beers with them after a show is like a fucking dream come true. So we'll, on a concert night, we'll stand out at the edge of that beer garden and watch the band and look at the crowd, and just it still gives me chills. Like it's
That's incredible.
daily. We still get chills. Like we can't believe we did this. And but here we are, man. So we're just having a hell of a lot of fun, and we're putting in the time, and we're grinding it out, and we're it's been well received from Wichita so far, I think, and we
I'd say
consider
so.
it a brewery.
And beyond.
Like-
and beyond.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were here a few weeks ago, and there was a softball team that was playing at Wichita State. I can't remember what, Southwest Missouri or something like that.
Okay.
So they came in, and I was talking to some of the parents of the players, and they were like, "Wow, this place is incredible. I mean, the music." The beer, everything about this place is just incredible. I'm like, I know, man. I this is a gem of Wichita.
I appreciate
it. Really
that.
is.
Absolutely.
And you guys are always posting pictures of people taking your beer
Yeah.
That's
to all sorts of
Yeah.
places all over the country. It's
pretty
awesome.
cool. People will message us with pictures. We're in Spain, and they're wearing a Norton shirt.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or they got a crowler somewhere or
Yeah,
something.
my first time coming here was last year during the Automobilia car show.
Oh yeah.
We were walking around, my buddy Skylar and I, and we're like, damn, this place looks cool. So let's
Skylar
go.
Marshall?
No, I know Skylar Marshall
okay.
though, but no, Skylar Kaufman.
Okay.
He's a good buddy of ours.
Nice.
But I was like, yeah, this place looks cool as hell. Let's go in here, and then just been coming back ever since.
Right on,
and
man.
I fucking love it.
I appreciate
we
it.
talk about people that listen to the podcast, we reference Norton's all the fucking time.
Right on, man.
Like we literally this last episode don't remember what beer it was, but it had nothing. It had nothing on Norton's.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Hands down.
our buddy brought that Chance Encounters.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was like, why did we even drink these other beers? Damn, man.
So what's kind of wild to me is that I see that you're one of very few breweries in Wichita that constantly comes out with something new, innovative.
Yeah.
Like that you're letting your freedom to build something and make something that you want to make flow, where I've seen other places they have staples. Everybody
Yeah.
has their staples.
Sure.
But I think you really take it to the next level and kind of like, well, let's try this, let's do that.
That's kind of been my MO from the start, even my days at River City. It's like, there's stylistic breweries that brew like, they hone their amber ale recipe in, and it's money, it's clean, it's good. I've brewed a million amber ales. I can't just brew. It's like I have to push the envelope.
Yeah.
Where can we take beer? And I think that's what's so exciting about so many breweries. Like we have more breweries in America than we ever have, and a lot of these breweries that's their MO as well. Like, where can we take beer from here? What's the next thing in IPAs? Like, what can we do in these, these fruited gozas that we do in the summertime?
Dude, they're so good.
fucking
What's
loving
crazy
them.
about it is you guys got such a crazy following that you guys release a beer and 2 days later it's gone.
Sometimes it is.
That weekend
yeah.
lover. I mean,
Yeah.
our buddy, a couple friends were here on that Friday, I think, when we released it, and I came that Sunday, and you guys were like already sold out of it.
My girlfriend doesn't even drink beer, and she loves Weekend Lover.
Well, that's the thing about those fruited sours, man.
Dude.
It appeals to so many people.
But
if you're gonna fruit it, you should be able to taste that fruit, and we had an insane
You do a
amount
great
of
job
fruit to
doing
those beers.
Yeah.
And they're super refreshing for this time of year, and we all know how hot it can get here in Kansas. So,
No, it's ridiculous.
but yeah, man, we're still having fun.
Yeah. So have you ever had a beer that you brewed with high expectations and it just didn't come out your way? Like, is there one that just sticks out over?
There was a fresh hop beer that we did last year here that we ended up dumping down the drain because the hops didn't come through right, almost vegetal kind of thing. So we ended up dumping that, and I'm not gonna serve a beer that we're not proud of.
Right.
It's just like music. If you don't
Absolutely.
like it, then it's not worth releasing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm my own worst critic, so
I can imagine. Yeah.
Even you've got an idea for a recipe, and you're like, this is how I want this beer to turn out, and I think most brewers will tell you not every beer is going to turn out exactly like they wanted. I love IPAs, so usually we can get an IPA
I'm
turn
with
out
you.
pretty okay.
I'm not a big IPA fan, but
I
but
love-
what you guys do here, I really like. It's not overwhelming.
Sure.
So it has a.
I could
so it
chew on
plays
hops and
off
be
of
all
the-
right.
of the
Yeah.
hop. You know what I mean? So you'll have a secondary taste that kind of plays off the
Yeah.
hop.
Sure.
Yeast or
Yeah, and it really
additions or
works
something.
well together.
Yeah.
Grain bill or something.
Instead of just hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, IPA, the style of IPA has gone through such a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
It's a weird part right now.
In the late 90s, early 2000s, it was like, how bitter can you make
Yeah,
this IPA?
right.
IBUs used to be a thing, international bittering units, and breweries were like, this IPA is 212 IBUs. You'll never taste anything after you drink it again.
You're dead.
Thank you.
So there was like this IBU
Battery
race to
acid
see who
in
could
it.
make the most bitter IPA, and then people were like, well, Jesus Christ, you can't enjoy any beers after that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then session IPAs came around where we weren't adding hops, sometimes not at all during the boil, which that's going to contribute bitterness to the beer. It was just all aroma and flavor and low alcohol, so you could crush it, and you held it up to your nose, and you're like, oh, that's a good IPA. And you drink it, and there's no bitterness, but you get all that flavor and aroma. And then the East Coast IPA style came around, where it's okay, no hops during the boil, all aroma and flavor hop additions, double dry hop the shit out of it in the fermenter and the bright tank, use a bunch of flaked oats and flaked adjuncts to get that haze factor in there, use an English yeast strain to kind of smooth everything out. When you add hops during fermentation, there's a whole thing, biotransformation, blah, 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 but basically it traps aroma compounds from the hops in the beer, so you got this really stinky but velvety smooth hazy IPA.
It's not hitting you in the teeth.
And now there's so many new hop varieties out, so like really tropical, fruity kind of hops really play well with East Coast styles of IPAs, and there's still new hop varieties coming out, and that's pretty fun for IPA
So
heavy brewery.
what are some of the new hop varieties that you're talking about?
Well, a lot of them just have experimental names. Experimental hop number HB 60472.
Is it kind of like the
There's
hemp
variants.
game or like the marijuana game where like
variants
there's
of
crossbreeding.
crossbreeding
You'll
and
have
shit
like parent hops.
Yep,
Primary.
absolutely.
So I got a question. Do you think any IPAs are here to stay, or do you think it's a fad?
The East Coast IPAs, like the hazy IPAs.
The any IPAs, like the. Do you think it's
IPAs have been a fad for quite a while.
Yeah, you do. That's the other thing is freshness, man. You got to keep that fresh. And I think that's another reason why you see so many breweries popping up, because the distribution game's tough, getting that beer into liquor stores. And
I
keeping
can
it
really,
fresh.
It goes bad,
imagine.
Yep. And when I was up in Michigan last month, I went to this badass beer store, and I was like, oh, so many IPAs I've never had, and I'm checking the dates on them. Some of them are like 8-9 months old, and I know those hops have faded.
You know that beer
so I
tasted
didn't buy it. And so I think all IPAs are here to stay.
Right.
To be
Yeah,
honest.
it's a staple now.
Boo,
It's
right.
such a staple. Yeah.
I'm with
See,
you.
I'm a sucker for anything juicy, any juicy kind of IPA.
Yeah.
I'm in.
People are like, well, I can't drink it fast enough before it goes bad. It's like, well, drink more.
Yeah, now you're seeing like fruited IPAs,
Right.
like double dry hop, strawberry, marshmallow, vanilla bean IPA.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
like
what-
decadent ales. You ever had any
It
of their
tastes a little
Yeah.
bit like diabetes. Like,
Yeah.
you're like,
So here us at the Trench Bros podcast literally know nothing about beer. We just like to drink beer, and we like to try to act like we know anything about beer, but we really don't.
yeah, it's
but
awesome.
like double IPAs,
Yeah, what's up with that? What are double IPAs?
they're so much better than regular IPAs. Well, I wouldn't
you have a
actually.
drinking
I wouldn't say that.
You're not
I
wrong.
wouldn't say that. Like I love IPAs, but double IPAs
I get
for
it.
like somebody would like Josh hates IPAs, but he can stand a double IPA.
that
And
just a
they're
higher
way
grain
they're
bill?
way higher IPA or IBUs,
Yeah.
but it's so much
Usually
smoother.
higher ABV as well.
Yep, double IPA. Anything with the word double in it, it's going to mean the alcohol percentage is higher, which means they use more barley or more grains in that grain bill. So the body of the beer is going to be thicker as well, and probably a lot smoother than like this super light one. The grain, the malt flavor you get is really light and crisp, but so the
Does that-
double
does-
IPAs are going to be beefier, like heavier bodied. Depending on how many times they dry hopped it, that aroma is going to be banging, but that body's going to be silky smooth and easy drinking, but higher ABV. That's probably why you like it.
Well, yeah, possibly. But it's also a higher IBU. But
Not necessarily. Sometimes
we had a double IPA. I don't remember what beer it was, but it was I think 98 IBU.
98
That's gonna be
IBU.
And it
super
was-
early hop addition, man.
Yeah.
The boil.
to calculate IBUs, you have to add hops during the boil, because there's really no calculation to when you're dry hopping it, what that adds. That's just adding aroma and flavor. So that is a lot of IBUs for.
But it didn't seem hoppy at all. Like,
Probably because all the malt they use to get that
okay,
alcohol
I got it.
percentage up. Because the more barley you use, the more
hides,
starch
it hides
that's inside the barley that turns into sugar, and the more sugar you have for the yeast to eat and make alcohol. So the more barley you use, the higher alcohol percentage the beer will be,
I got you.
essentially.
I got you.
But then also, the more barley you use, the more fuller bodied the beer will be as well. So with a beer, if it was like 8-9%, it probably needed to be 98 IBUs for the bitterness of the hops to balance the sweetness of the malt out.
I got you.
So you get sweetness from malt, bitterness from hops, and then depending on what kind of yeast you use and hops you use, those all intermingle in there and add different.
Makes
shit as
sense.
well.
Makes sense.
So have you thought about making a stout?
Yeah, you're gonna try one today. It's a banger too.
Yes. I'm so stoked on that.
What I
Like,
love about you is you think very seasonally too, which plays
Well,
to every drinker.
does.
like I can't wait for winter. 'cause
August
that's
1st
my
is
wheelhouse
not
of
really
beers.
an ideal
Well, no.
imperial stout release day, but
No, I'm good. I'll be there.
National Beer Day.
You kind of stick to it though. Like
Yeah.
you obviously go.
Well, we
on-
always want one big banger on tap.
Right.
Right now, we don't have one, and usually it's Infamous Butcher.
I beg to differ. I think they're all bangers.
My staple's always an ozone. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
Oh, I love
pretty in the
ozone.
middle, and I love it. It's got the hoppiness, and it's got it's
one of my
it's-
favorites was Mr. Hand.
Aloha.
This band's awesome.
Yeah, Mr. Hand.
I like that.
And that was
Pineapple,
hot.
big pineapple.
I mean, that was an
That's,
IPA.
That's Sean Penn's greatest work.
Yeah.
Jesse Coley.
Yes, sir. That Way My Love on the Triple Beam, that is still one of my favorites. There's
Right on.
something about that beer was just like, it
Yeah.
was like drinking candy, man.
That
It
was
was
a
so
fun one.
good.
Tower of Power, that was it.
That's the good one.
Yeah, I missed out on that one. I
We're
was
totally bringing that back this fall. For
Yeah,
sure.
good.
good
Good.
call.
Yeah, caramel
We'll have a
macchiato, imperial stout.
Yeah, the darker, the better for me
I
personally.
like it. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, if I can't see through it, like with the spotlight,
Yeah.
that I'm in.
Well, this Rain.
We'll get along, man.
REIGN, Rain is the beer we're releasing August 1st, and it's a 12.5% imperial stout
Yes.
with cinnamon, chocolate, and vanilla bean. And
Sold.
me and the brew
sounds
team
fantastic.
had this makeup artist do our faces up in like black metal.
Oh, so that was you guys in the picture?
Yeah.
The woman-
Oh, nice.
Fuck yeah, that's so
And
awesome.
we went out into the woods, and Brian, one of our brewers, his wife's a photographer. She's taking our pictures out there. And I was like, man, I'm gonna put your faces on this beer label here. So we put that picture as the label.
That
And,
that looks like a legit
Yeah.
band
Yeah.
promo. I was like,
And then we got
is that
some
a band?
cool glasses for the bottle release, and we'll sell those glasses as well. And
I'm gonna have to get
I'll
one of
use
those.
those glasses,
And you guys are
when we
doing
try
that
it.
August 1st, right?
August 1st, yep.
Yeah.
And then we've got no metal themed beer release party would be complete without some metal music. So we got Fossilized and Suffocate the Skies playing
yeah.
out.
Fucking
in the beer
bangers,
garden.
Is
man.
that
Yeah.
Tyler's band? Suffocate the Skies?
I don't
Johnny
think
plays
so.
in that
Johnny
I
Terror.
think Tyler's the singer of that band, isn't he?
I can't remember
trying
the
to
name of
remember
the guy.
what band
Tyler,
he's in.
if that's his
Tyler
name,
Davis.
I think so.
Yeah, he's
he's the
long hair.
sexiest lead singer I've ever seen.
Yeah. Thick, very
Long,
buff.
long
yeah,
flowing
that's-
locks.
Yeah, I know that guy.
One of the buffest guys.
You're the
I've seen.
second
He's like,
sexiest.
All right, thank you. I'll take it. You know what? That's not bad. No, what's cool is their drummer Johnny used to play in like a mega band from around here, Emerald City and Ruins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he used to
And
play in that.
Automatere.
And Automatere. They weren't too bad. But Fossilized is a younger band. Rem, their bass player, looks like he's related to me.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, we look related, but that's the loudest fucking band I've ever heard.
Cool. I
It's
can't
just
wait.
like noise in your fucking face.
Yeah.
They're so awesome. I love that band so
I'm
much.
a massive metalhead.
Yes.
But, I've got to pick and choose when to have metal shows.
Yeah,
'cause-
that's reasonable.
But what I love about it is the couple metal shows we've done so far is like the kids came out for it, man.
Yeah.
Like people came out for it, and I thought that was really cool. Like, we had a mariachi band here once.
Yeah, metal mariachi.
And
Yeah.
it was so cool because we had a lot of people from the Latin community, from the Hispanic community in Wichita that I hadn't seen in here before, and they came for that show, and they all had a great fucking time. So
I hope they enjoyed the beer.
that too, man. Yeah. So I love that we can do those different shows. It's such a pretty beer garden that
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
I
there's
totally understand.
there's certain styles of music that feel good out there, but goddamn, metal feels good out there too. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, right.
So I'm excited for August 1st. I'm really excited for All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve going forward will always be a metal extravaganza.
I'm excited to play here because I'm a mobile vocalist. Like I like to get up and run. Like I'm out the door.
You got a long mic cord?
I hope so. Yeah, we're
got
gonna
on
figure it
that
out. Yeah. I'm gonna buy a wireless
He's got
system.
remote.
I'll be in there at the
wireless.
bar. Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the coolest like experiences at this brewery was one night the Calamity Cubes were playing out
Yeah.
there, and we blew some fuses and all the speakers shut down, and the sound guys were scrambling to get it fixed, and the guys were on stage kind of looking at each other, and they unplugged their shit and went out and stood on that hill and serenaded the whole crowd.
awesome. No shit.
Unplugged.
Fuck.
And it gave me chills, dude. Like
That's so
everybody
cool.
got quiet and all eyes were on them, and they were standing on that hill, and Cody's up there with a stand-up bass.
Man, I
Those
think
guys
over
have been
there
on
and
That's,
for a long
walks
time.
that's an advantage of that type of genre of music. Is
Dude,
Yeah.
right?
if
We
shit
can't
goes
get away
down,
with that.
You can still do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I
No,
think-
I can't just scream.
our band's done that before. We're in a little bar, and
Yeah.
who knows? Power went out. No lights. We're just keep playing. Fuck
Fuck
it.
it. All right. Yeah.
I think that's a
That's an
testament
advantage.
to the scene too. We got so much talent in Wichita.
Wichita's
That's
underrated.
untapped,
It's
man.
very.
Yeah.
It's
I
it's
mean,
an untapped
like-
market.
like-
Like we were talking earlier, you know, there's just there's been these scenes that pop up every once in a while, and they create this sound of popular music for that genre. And I think that we're on the cusp of that. I really do. I think that, you know,
I've been-
Wichita may be the next Austin, maybe the next Seattle.
I've been
I hope
telling
so.
people for a while, man, I really feel like, you know, I've been working downtown for a long time, and we've all seen that growth downtown. And mostly it's like Wichita embraces that support local, you know, whether it be businesses
Oh, yeah,
or art
big
or
time.
music. And I think the music scene is more ripe with artists than it ever has been.
I think
Like,
so
agree.
too.
and
Yeah.
there's so
Totally
many
agree.
young kids coming up playing
Oh, yeah.
music.
And they're good.
And they're good. They're really
all the
good.
way to 70-year-old people.
Well, like we were
Yeah.
saying earlier, I think
Crazy.
everybody's supporting everybody. I mean,
Absolutely.
From the businesses, the music.
You're seeing a hip hop group
artists,
play with a
everybody.
rock group.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah,
the one that
we used
has
to play
been.
with a rapper all the time.
Yeah.
It used to be here, Profzilla, back in the day.
Profzilla, okay.
They
You're
use
seeing all these
legit.
cross genres happening now. I think.
Yeah.
And it works.
And I think that's been our, you know, goal from day one is
For
to
sure.
create this.
Put a hand
create
in
this.
it. Put a
Yeah.
hand in it.
Yeah,
and just get
and-
everybody.
That's my
working
favorite
together.
part about you guys is
Yeah.
that you know you press play on your radio and it's not going to be one specific thing. It's like
No.
Well,
what
but
comes
that's
up
got-
comes
I
up.
don't know what
You
to
know.
do.
That was kind of just inspired by, like you could walk downtown and there's no
Yeah.
one genre that you're.
Yeah,
I
right,
mean, it's
exactly.
just it's
We're just capturing
so
it
mix
and
and match.
propelling
like,
it further.
Yep.
That's all
Yep.
we're doing.
That's what I love about
Which is
it.
huge.
All the
That's what-
artists do
yeah,
the hard work,
exactly.
and we just take it and try to get it as many.
Yeah,
songs
no,
as we can.
Thank you to the artists. I mean, we
Absolutely.
couldn't do it without you guys
Yep.
at all.
our
It's super
band
easy. I just
played
yell
so
at a
many-
stick, man. That's all it
Yeah.
is. Just, yell.
We were pretty
Josh just
nervous being
pound sticks.
a live music venue owned by people that have never run a live music venue.
Yeah.
We got Alex Thomas with Barleycorns right over here, and Adam Harkey with Wave, who've been the OGs, and then Kenny Ballinger down at the elbow.
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
So I made sure to reach out to them before we opened just to let them know, hey guys, we love live music. We want to do live music. And what was so cool about that is all three of those dudes basically took me under their wing and was
Yep.
like guiding me and helping me.
Kenny
figure shit out.
especially. Kenny's
They're
a
all
fucking
really
He
awesome
was here
dude.
last night for that Scott H. Byron
Yeah,
show.
totally. Yeah.
He's an amazing dude.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
super
do you
awesome.
guys work together? Like, if somebody wants to play a show a certain night and that place is booked, do you like
Absolutely.
You guys contact each other?
That's
We've
fucking
got
huge,
kind of
man.
this little thread going on where it's like, hey, we got offered this show from this agent or whatever, but we're booked. You know, do you guys want it? You know, hit them up. And
That's awesome, man.
And we've asked them so many questions. They've been so helpful, and which was a big relief because you know.
You're always
I didn't-
concerned about competition, you know.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like small town love in a big city.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just like the brewing industry. Like all us brewers are friends, and we hang out at beer fests and we share ideas. And you know, I'll hit somebody up, man. I'm short one bag of this kind of barley. You got any? Absolutely, man. They run it over, and you bring them a crowler for the effort and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right on.
Same thing with those guys with bands and music. Like, if I ever have a question, because I don't know what the fuck to offer bands.
Yeah,
I'm just
true.
humbled that they want to play here. So it's like,
Right.
what do you need?
Like, whatever you want, man. I don't know. Thanks,
Somebody
bro.
over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no shit.
But then,
Just for the record.
yeah.
We get payment in beers. That's fine.
Well, it's like a thing, like you don't want to offend them, but you also don't want to overpay them, because if we offer them the moon, and then the next time they come through, they want to play at Kenny's place, then they're like, well, Norton's paid us, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, well, you know, I can't, you know.
Y'all need to be on the same page. There's a place for everybody.
Absolutely,
every
there
band
is.
that comes through, there's a place for everybody. And the crazy part about it is they're all different sized venues that have different capacities, different followings, different. So you you guys work together to place bands where you think they'll be the most successful and where you'll be the most successful. You know?
Yeah, it's all about opportunity too, because you know you've got the more venues you have, the more opportunity you have to bring more musicians. The more musicians you bring, more opportunity you have to bring the bigger musicians. It's just,
and I think that as a city, we need to be collaborative as far as, you know, we're trying to not only build up your business or their business, but it's a scene that we're trying to create.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yep. And I think we all want Wichita to be on the map for a lot of things. Like you said, the next Austin as far as music. We want people to know you can come here, there's so many venues, you can see so many cool local bands. Also breweries, you know, it's a great beer city. All the breweries there are making great beer. You know, public transportation. You go to the city, you can ride these fucking scooters everywhere. Don't get me started on the scooters.
We had a conversation on the way here about that.
You can get DUIs on them, just so everybody knows.
Damn right.
Just throwing that out there.
I feel bad for the bikes. I
Gaggle
feel like the
scooters
bikes
going
are
down Douglas,
gonna go
man.
away now.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys want to preview that rain beer?
Yeah, let's do
go
it,
ahead.
man.
All right, I'm gonna go grab that stuff and I'll be right back.
Thanks, Dan.
Alrighty.
Man, there was this Gaggle of scooters the other day.
You're gonna what?
There's about 6 of them,
You
dude.
take a piss, dude?
I'm gonna go get rid of one.
6 of them. Riding down Douglas, all taking up the whole fucking Douglas.
bunch of Hells
They were
Angels?
like some teenagers, like, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
But they can't ride on the sidewalk because that's not permitted.
Yeah, it's super weird. That whole thing was super weird to me because
Somebody already got hurt.
I don't pay enough attention. Did they really?
Yeah.
What
like
the
day
fuck?
2.
Someone's gonna get run the
Like
fuck
the day
over.
2, they got hurt. It was like some lady that couldn't fucking ride it, dude. Like she crashed and fucking there was an ambulance and
No shit.
like she just couldn't. It was all like.
Jesus, take my scooter. Eat shit, dude.
I mean,
That's
it's
so
just a
funny.
motorized
Hey,
razor
drag that more
scooter.
towards you a little bit.
You just gotta stand
Huh?
there, kinda.
Oh, Jesus fuck Christ. Okay, yeah, that'd be great. I'm leaving that in. I'm leaving that in for sure.
Want the
I'm
same
gonna have to
thing, want
buy
the
one of those
same
glasses
thing.
from you.
Right.
Those are dope, dude.
Yeah,
those are
glasses
sick.
Pretty cool. Super heavy duty. They're basically double old-fashioned glasses.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
You can drink beer or whiskey.
Oh, you can whiskey out of that.
I drink a lot of scotch, so
And then our brew team is called the Mash Murderers. And, so
Hell yeah.
Mash Murderers production.
That's
I rinse
fucking
these
awesome.
up, but,
hey, that's cool. We usually rinse our glasses out with like Keystone. So.
Yeah.
Keith, gotta keep it
30
smooth,
stones.
baby.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it smooth, baby.
We gotta
You know, I never
combine
thought-
all the fancy beers with shit beers. So.
Yeah,
We do that too, though. You gotta keep, you have your economical during the week, and you keep it classy
That's right. Except
when it matters.
my economical is Guinness. So.
We tried
Yeah, we've
a.
had this
It's
conversation.
not very economical.
No, it's not.
No, get the beer shits.
Well, I love some
Yeah, I
Guinness.
usually spend as much on a 6-pack as I do the case after that.
Yeah.
Right. We tried an IPA a couple episodes ago called Hipster Repellent.
hipster repellent.
It was called Hipster
That's
Repellent.
an oxymoron.
Yeah, I was gonna
And,
say that's kind of
And I'm just gonna go and say it was fucking trash, dude.
It was
not
garbage.
Where was it from?
I'll tell you. I'll look it
yeah,
up
pull
later.
that
wasn't
shit
good.
No,
wasn't
I mean
good.
I don't like IPAs. So.
I'm not a big fan either.
See, I'm a big fan.
But Dan makes some great
Yeah,
IPAs.
I love them. I love them all.
It was
People are
by Fall
I'll have people
Fall
try it,
City
and they're like,
Brewing
oh,
Company.
and I'm like, oh, I think it's
Hipster
fun.
Repellent.
You've
I
seen
was
it happen
there.
a lot of
I give it a
times.
fuck yeah.
Lot of
Yeah,
times.
no, I
We
like
come
it.
in all the
Or
time
out
and
of,
just
Oh
get
yeah, I know I remember that now.
Indiana.
a flight and just try all the new shit. And my wife's a big fan as well.
We had a picture of that.
Bottles.
I like the bananas. I'm sorry for your struggle, Dan, on it, but
Oh, it's okay, man.
it is pretty
It
good.
is good.
God, that's so fucking awesome.
Keep paying it
Oh,
down,
sorry, buddy.
son.
Sorry, bud.
So this bad boy, we did a double mash on it. So we mashed, all our base malt and then some more base malt with all the dark
So-
roasted malt, and then a 13-hour 13-hour boil. So you really condense those sugars, and then
Oh my gosh.
with cinnamon, vanilla
I
bean,
can
and
taste the
chocolate.
cinnamon.
In Trench Bros fashion,
I'm not
we
tasting
gotta
it.
smell it.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
we're
you
gonna
guys
have to
can
rate
go-
it. You know what the
yeah.
ratings are. You give it a fuck yeah
Fuck
or a
yeah.
mad decent, or you throw it in the
This is a
trenches.
definite fuck
This smells like a fuck yeah.
It
It
is.
smells super good.
So definitely get the malt.
and the chocolate and you feel the
shit.
chocolate afterwards, and then the vanilla is third.
Damn, that's good.
So you get the
I forgot which one of you
cinnamon,
guys don't like.
then the
Which
chocolate,
one of you
and then the
likes,
vanilla.
like, heavies and
I
stuff.
agree.
You.
No, I don't like. I mean, I've
Jess
This
Right.
is way smoother than you would think.
Wait, so am I
That's how
wrong? though?
Dad the Metalhead got us, dude.
Yeah.
It was super
Yeah.
sweet,
think
chocolatey
it'd
up
be, like,
front,
more,
and then
like,
you tasted the
know,
heat coming through the
drier,
back
thicker.
on the
Oh,
end.
that
It
was
was
a great one.
super good.
Yeah.
And that beer was that one like
This is
12.5, I
nice,
think, too.
nice
It was 12.3
It's
somewhere around there.
It's too
So yeah,
fucking
you
smooth.
get the
you
get
gotta
the
make
cinnamon,
these hard to drink, man.
then the chocolate, and then the
doesn't.
vanilla.
You're like me, dude.
It like
No, he doesn't.
hits you at different stages.
That's the point.
So Daniel, being from
Something to make me
Michigan,
not drink so fast.
Man.
have you heard of Three Floyds and their
Oh, yeah.
Dark Lord Festival?
Yep.
We had
Yeah,
the
that's
pleasure
over
of
there.
trying the Dark Lord. I think 2017,
Yeah.
and it was
cool,
fucking
that's
amazing.
Yeah, them and Surly Brewing Company have always been one of my favorites because, well, obviously those breweries love metal.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, and they have huge like metal like Imperial Stout release parties where
Yeah.
like Dark Lord days.
So
Yeah, I'd
Some
love to
people
go
line
that
up
one of these
for it.
years.
that is
vanilla-
where you
that vanilla
come
be
from
popping,
is Michigan.
Michigan, yeah. Three Floyds is in Indiana, but
yeah.
Have you been to Frankenmuth, Michigan?
when I was a kid.
They've got some great breweries in Frankenmuth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My in-laws live in Detroit, Michigan, and we spent some time up there in Frankenmuth, and it's a big German town. It's just like a German community. It's the most beautiful town you've ever
They
been
got a
to.
Christmas
Looks
store.
hella German.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's straight up German.
Probably have some good
But
variety.
yeah, they've.
Sweet
I
Bob.
can't
think
remember the
that's
names of the
cool ass
breweries.
craft stores.
But
and shit,
man,
like chocolate-
I've got
little
pictures
chocolate
of
shops and
just
shit.
20 different brews on our tables.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just sitting
Good.
there. Man, what a
Yeah.
that is a great community up there.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the
Give it a
brewing
plug
community
right
up
there.
in Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Was
Well,
your-
Bell's Brewery is the first craft beer I ever drank.
Dude, Bell's is so good.
Two Hearted Ale.
Yeah. We,
I love
uh,
Departed.
my cousin was 21 when we were still in high school, and so he was our buyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And
Everybody
he's
had
the,
one.
he's the beer
one
plug.
day he came out of the store with, we didn't even know what we were drinking. It ended up being Third Coast Old Ale by Bell's, which is like a 9.5% old ale, and we were choking it down, but we're like, oh, it's 9%, bro. We're fucking 16 or whatever, and then it's just
You were
it's
underage
kinda,
drinking?
I know.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I
Never
never
have
did
I
that.
ever. Everybody loses.
Gertrude never did that either.
Wrong. First time I ever got drunk, I was 23 years old.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, but you were
In my
born like
basement.
22, so
Fuck off.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, a couple
one of those
times
skippy
drinking
year
Bell's
guys,
and then
like
going
the-
back to drinking light beer. It just
Leap year?
we're like, man, get us some more of that Bell's
85.
shit.
Right.
85.
Just acquired it. You have to acquire a taste for craft beer. I think
I
but-
absolutely. It's sort of like metal music too.
Sure.
You don't dive into the hard spot.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate it.
Yeah,
You
right.
gotta
Right.
start with Disturbed and Metallica, and then where you go from there is your decision.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, we growing up, we spent some time in Portland, Oregon,
Uh-huh.
and my dad was a big, craft brew dude. He did his own craft brewing.
There's no breweries in Oregon.
Well, anyway, we got this Bridgeport Ale.
Yeah.
That's what it was called.
Bridgeport's an old
And it
brewery,
was
yeah.
it was very good. And my dad would get kegs of it.
Oh.
And he had a keg cooler, and I was the most popular kid in the school because
Oh, yeah.
my dad had a keg, and
Yeah.
we emptied a few of them. But man, you get when he first got it, as a 16, 17-year-old kid, you're like, that shit sucks.
Yeah.
But then you get the
Oh, yeah.
taste for it. And it's amazing. We're like, this is really good fucking
think it's-
beer.
I think
And then you
it's-
drink something else, and you're like, this is shit.
It's when you drink the craft beer and then you go back to
Right.
your go-to light beer and you're like, I gotta drink fucking 18 of these.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
sipping water.
You gotta drink a 30
But
pack.
you do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You do it.
you know. Let me show you how to shotgun this thing.
Mama didn't raise no bitch. So.
Yeah,
It kind of makes you look like a badass. So you're like, this is so easy.
yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I think this turned out good. We're
great.
I would
This is
agree.
amazing.
for August
My
1st.
empty glass would agree with
What do
you.
you rate it?
so.
What do you rate it?
What do we all
That's a
rate it?
fuck yeah. That's a fuck yeah. for
definitely
sure.
fuck yeah.
It's a fuck yeah for me
I
too.
say fuck yeah just because I'm here.
No,
No, that's
No, there's no.
There's just so much going
I'll
on.
be
You're
honest, I was a
excited.
little
Fuck
nervous
Derek,
because I'm not a huge, stout guy.
So,
But
Oh, I'm not. I don't
either.
like cinnamon in my beer at all. But
That's what
It's
I was.
pretty subtle,
I was,
though.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
it's
about
really
it.
subtle.
I get a lot more vanilla
Stuff
than
to make it-
cinnamon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
there's
I
something
appreciate
about
that
it.
because I'm not as big of a cinnamon person.
There's a taste to it that it's familiar.
Just the vanilla, I think.
No, I think
Cinnamon
it tastes
vanilla.
like
It's
I like
tastes
it.
like vanilla.
It's a
it
malt
tastes
chocolate.
like
it tastes like
it's like a better s'more.
a breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
To me.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Like,
Yeah,
you want
something
something
like
like,
that.
instead of milk, you pour this in your cereal.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah,
Just
pour this in there.
It's like cinnamon toast
Cheerios.
crunch with chocolate milk.
I
Breakfast
bet this would be
beer.
good with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, just pour it in there and
Substitute
just man.
Kurtz will do it. He'll do it.
What's that?
You hit rock bottom.
I would try it. I mean,
Of course.
don't get me wrong. I bet it'd be pretty good.
That'd be
If you-
fantastic.
If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna get you another round of whatever, and I'm gonna get to work in the brew house.
Yeah,
man.
hey,
Yeah.
real quick. That's a fuck yeah for Gertz.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Cheers again,
I think we
boys.
got
I think that was
5 or 6 fuck yeahs over here, right?
man.
Yeah.
That's a total fuck
Cheers,
yeah.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
That was great.
Man, thanks for sitting down with
Yeah,
us.
no
and-
problem. Sneaky.
and talking about
Totally appreciate it, man.
you know what you do and your establishment. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we can do this again soon, and maybe we
You
can talk
guys,
about stuff.
I told
going
these
forward.
guys the first time I met these guys was out in the beer garden. We all had some beers in
Yeah.
us, and we were
I might have been drunk.
we were kind of broing out a little
Yeah.
bit. And I was like, I'm so glad I met this crew, and I think we got a lot in common. And
Oh yeah.
so you guys are always welcome. Any of guys.
Thank you, man.
So,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, anytime you guys are in, holler.
We'll do.
We'll hang and have
We'll
a
do.
beer.
Hell yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And until next time, we will all reunite again.
Hey, everyone out there. Josh here. I just want you all to know that we love you as Trench Bros fans, friends, family, anything that you are. You mean a lot to us. And something that I really want to talk about, like legitimately, is if you're out there going through a hard time, you don't feel comfortable, you feel like your life isn't where you want it to be, I want you to know that you can reach out to us to talk about anything. I legitimately mean anything, whether it be your lawnmower doesn't start or something heavy going on at work, relationships, whatever. I want you to know that here at the Trench Bros podcast, we care a lot about you as our friends, our family, our fans. Don't ever be afraid to reach out to talk to someone about something, because we've all been there on our darkest days. We've all been there where we feel lonely, vulnerable, but I want you to know that we are here for you. And please, if you ever need to, contact us on Facebook, Instagram, text us, call us. If you need our number, message us on our social media platforms. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for being family. Thank you for being our friends. We love you here at Trench Bros Podcast. And until we meet next time on the airwaves, goodbye.